Hello, Facebook Live. What's happening? Marcus here. It is Wednesday afternoon. We are closed. Jamie and I are in the garden.
Hi, everybody.
There's the pond back there, the little goldfish pond that we have. So Jamie and I are doing official work right now. Amir? How do you pronounce this, Rick?
What's that?
Amir?
Yes.
How do you pronounce this?
Amir.
Something that I've never had before. We'll talk about that later on another day because we ordered a case of this. Tasting an amazing grappa, like blown away, Nebbiolo, Barolo grappa. Really, really awesome. Rick, I didn't see that bottle yet. What is that?
That's Viejo Indecente, which is made in San Isidro, Guiche?
Mezcal.
Mezcal, smokeless mezcal.
Smokeless Mezcal. They're a little eco-friendly. Not burning a lot of wood.
Yes, exactly.
Yep,
So,
yep,
in
okay.
their travels up north, they created and built a handcrafted steam oven, so they steam.
They steam. All right, so folks, I learned something new right now. I learned a couple new things. I've never had an Amare before. If you've ever had this before, drop a comment. This is a combination of Amaro and rum. Really, really good. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about a Mexican spirit. Now, I've always talked about the three Mexican spirits: tequila, mezcal, and sotol. And I've always preached about you judge a Mexican restaurant, the bar, how well they are, but if they have a sotol behind the bar. Sotol is like that off the beaten path, not well known, not popular spirit of Mexico. I happen to love sotol because it's not as smoky as mezcal. It's got some characteristics of tequila. It's made from 100% wild agaves, wild cactus, as opposed to cultivated cactus. So I love sotol because of the flavor, what it brings to the table. I also like mezcal because mezcal is very primitive. Speaking primitive, it's like cognac versus Armagnac. There's a massively produced cognac on the market, massively imported cognac, and when it comes to Armagnac, it's a very, very small portion. Same thing with tequila and mezcal. Mezcal lately has been blown up, and there more and more is being imported into the U.S. But it's still much more primitively made, more handcrafted, less industrial. Is that right, Rick? Less industrial, right? So, although some mezcal places can be larger, and one of our favorite ones was bought out a couple years ago, right? And are they big production now, that house?
Hard to say.
Hard to say, right?
You know, still, it's not a factory.
Not a factory, but
There's
still
single villages, but...
Okay. So now I just learned something totally new right now. Here's another Mexican spirit that I didn't know about. And I haven't done my homework. I can't believe this. So, all right. Bacanora. Bacanora, B-A-C-A-N-O-R-A is the category. Bacanora is the category. Rick, can you tell us what Bacanora is?
Bacanora is made with agave pacifica in the state of Sonora, in northern Mexico.
Northern Mexico. So mezcal is southern Mexico and Oaxaca. This is
like 8 different states, right?
Okay.
Michoacan,
And then this is made way up north. Way up north. And so Bacanora is made from a different agave.
It's the same strain. It's the same as Espadín, but they call it Pacifica.
So okay. So now, mezcal again. I like mezcal. I like mezcal for several reasons. I like mezcal margarita because they do tend to get a bit smoky on me. Now, we have a smokeless mezcal here, which I think we've tried this before, and I've never bought this, but we're gonna try it again. But Bacanora is the version up north, less smoke.
Less smoke.
How do they get less smoke in it?
You know, it is fermented for 12 days, and they rest it in glass for at least 14 days afterwards.
Okay.
Before it's bottled. So,
folks, if you don't know much about mezcal, go onto YouTube, do a search for how is mezcal made, and you will see people on YouTube that are digging a pit. Maybe it's on a roof. If it's on a roof, they're not digging because it's a permanent pit. But if they're out in the field, they're digging a pit. They're throwing the piñas, the agave heads, the cactus heads, into this pit. There's fire. It's a campfire. They cover it with dirt. They cover it with a tarp.
Molten rocks.
Molten rocks?
So they put the rocks, the lava rocks,
On the bottom
of the pit.
Okay.
Then they cover that with wood. Right?
Okay.
And then bagasse, and they light it.
They light it.
When those rocks get red hot, then they cut the agaves and place them strategically around
and then bury it and put a smokestack in the center.
Yeah, you can.
And basically come back a week later?
Yeah. 7 to 30 days, depending.
7 to 30 days. Wow.
So a Tobola can be up to a 30-day roast because they're very strong and small.
Wow. So when you get a hold of mezcal, folks, it can tend to be extremely smoky, very smoky, much more smoky than you're used to. They kind of nicknamed mezcal like the whiskey of Mexico, right? Because it's got that smokiness.
The Isla whiskey,
right? Right. Yeah, it's got that smokiness to it. So this Bacanora is not nearly as smoky. It's from up north. We're going to get a bottle of this in this week because so impressed with it. You know, we love stuff like this. We totally love stuff like this. So no really tequila characteristics. It's really rounded. It's really it's. You haven't tasted it yet, have you? You tasted us on a really good tequila before too that we need to bring in as well. But we've tasted several things today. This rum is amazing from El Salvador. Really, really awesome. So we're going to plan on doing like a rum dinner here very soon. Stay tuned for that because that's coming up.
It's gonna be in October.
October, okay. Did you finish that, Jay?
I did.
Okay. I have not tasted the mezcal yet. So, folks, in Mexico, there's 3 primary spirits that I always preach about: tequila, mezcal, sotol, and now we have Bacanora into that mix. Rick, I've never seen Bacanora in a store. I've never seen it really in a. I guess I've never looked for it. Now that I know what it is, I guess I'll hopefully find it. What are the imports like in the U.S.? Is it like? It must be at a bare minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have
compared to mezcal.
Compared to mezcal, and then compared to tequila, it's a fraction of a fraction. So now, here's our smokeless mezcal. And if you're any mezcal fans out there, smoke is a very predominant flavor of mezcal. People like mezcal because of the smokiness, but it does burn a lot of wood. So here's an eco-friendly, non-smoked mezcal. And we've tasted this before, and I've liked this in the past. I've just never.
Where that is made is probably one of the driest areas
in Mexico.
Oaxaca.
Of Oaxaca, one of the driest areas. Okay.
Right. And so if they're burning wood or using wood for the stills and for the pits, then it's not sustainable and probably illegally.
So there's this lack of wood.
No, in that area.
They just don't have it.
Used, yeah.
They don't have the resources to.
So it helps keep the temperature controlled in the valley if you're not using the wood.
Okay.
Plus, you get pure agave flavors from that. So that is an ensemble, which is they roast and then distill together Madre Quiche and Espadín.
Okay.
Madre Quiche is a Karwinski.
So Rick here is calling off varietals of agaves,
Right.
correct?
So
All right.
That's 2 different ones.
2 different agaves.
So it has a much richer base to it because of the Madre Quiche, a little more herbaceousness.
So now we're talking like Merlot, Sangiovese. We're talking grape varietals, but we're talking agave varietals and characteristics. By the way, Rick is going to come up here and do a couple of events with us. We've known Rick for years. We've bought a lot of spirits from Rick over the years. A lot of stuff that I've learned that I talk about different things, about different whiskeys and things on our Facebook Lives and our videos. I've actually learned from Rick. Rick is a fantastic, amazing resource. I look to him as a mentor when it comes to knowing what's going on in the bottle. There's a beef line bias by me specifically. So Rick is based out of New York City. Rick has agreed to come up and do some Monday night events with us. So we're going to do a rum event. We need to do a tequila event, or not really a tequila, but a Mexican spirit event. And I've never really gotten into or been around the actual characteristics of different types of agaves, cactuses. So Rick is a whiz on this. Rick's a whiz on everything when it comes to spirits. I mean, like
I say agave is not a cactus.
Agave is not a cactus. Okay, see, I learned something new again.
Right? It's an aloe.
It's an aloe. It's an aloe. Okay. All right, see, I learned something new again. Look at this, folks. Learning a lot new today. And I always learn stuff new when Rick comes up and visits. So stay tuned for some events that we'll be doing. This is amazing. This is really amazing. Drinking this, Rick, and you're talking about the different varietals of agaves, this is elegant.
Yeah.
This is like a wine person's mezcal.
I think so. And that's not, it's all about sustainability. So if you're not using the earthen pit, you don't discard as much, because your tips of your agave, you can get burnt.
Okay.
And so they have to discard that, so it doesn't make the mezcal too off-putting. Right?
Off-putting, right. So it's like the burnt end. It's like the burnt ends of brisket.
Right.
So they probably don't have a market for the burnt ends of agave.
Right.
You take the burnt ends of brisket off, and you sell it by itself, and
so
the
you
other
don't
brisket.
get that, so you get pure agave flavors from that.
It's
they have an espadine, that, and a tepestate.
Okay.
The tepestate is a wild agave, which looks like the kraken.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite, but it's very rare, and 25 years to mature.
Wow. Okay.
And unless something is done for sustainability, you won't see it. You already don't see it that much.
Okay. All right, folks.
Anything that takes 25 years to grow.
So Rick is a wealth of information when it comes to this stuff. So if you want to become a agave nerd with us, join us in one of our events that we're going to line up here soon with Rick. I think the first one we're talking about is doing a rum event. The rums you pulled out today that we're tasting are amazing. This grappa from Piemonte, this Nebbiolo, this Barolo grappa is amazing, really great. Amir. So this is a rum, an Amaro-based rum, and they're from Louisiana?
Yep.
Louisiana, yeah, Amaro-based rum. Really good. We're bringing this in as well. Jamie, we've been sitting back here for the last 45 minutes talking about cocktail ideas, promotions, things like that. So Jamie's got a lot of ideas today for more of her Facebook Happy Hour Lives with Jamie. So check that out soon. Folks, I learned something. I learned a couple things today. So hopefully Rick will be up here soon. And hopefully you can be here when Rick's here and learn some new stuff as well and taste some amazing spirits with us. So we do every other Monday right now. We do our wine and dish deals, which is 4 wines and a dish for $25. It's an amazing bargain. We can sell wines retail to go. The rest of our menu is available for you. But for $25, you get a dish, you get 4 wines. Our next one's in 2 weeks. We're doing Produttoria di Manduria, which is one of our favorite vineyards in southern Italy. It is in Manduria. They are a co-op. Jamie and I are not too hip on co-ops, but this co-op was very special when we went there and visited. Jamie and I have actually gone to 2 or 3 wineries that we've been buying from that we've gotten there, and we've realized that they're co-ops, and there was no they're massive. There was no really great feeling, and we stopped buying wine from those co-ops. Those were in Spain, by the way, and one of them had the #1 Verdejo in Spain, and we're like, I don't care if it's the #1 Verdejo or not, and it's a great price. We're not buying from there because I don't feel comfortable with buying what their brand is and what just the vibe that's going on there. But when we got to Produttoria di Manduria, our wine rep from the company that sent us there knew our stance on co-ops. And I got to tell you, the wine he poured for us before we left was like mind-blowing amazing. He goes, "You got to go to here." We show up to this co-op, and the employees there, the owners, all the owners, the employees were. It was amazing, right, Jamie? Productoria de Mendoria.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, like, mind blowing, amazing wines, amazing story, doing the right thing. So that's our next dinner is Productoria de Mendoria. They're in Mendoria. They make one of our next wines we're going to do on our Aroma Time or Wine Time Live is going to be their Alice, which is an amazing summer wine. You can drink it into the fall too. That's going to be on our next wine and dish menu in 2 weeks from now. So that's going to be there. All right, folks, Jamie and I have a lot of stuff to do today. It's Wednesday. We're off. We're off and we're working. We're actually going to go on a hike. We're going to go up to the Shawangunk Ridge and go to Cox Road, do the loop there. And we might take a bottle of bubbles with us.
Probably.
Might.
Maybe.
Jamie wants to see the sunset from the ridge.
If there is a sunset tonight, I don't know.
I don't know
So
either,
overcast.
yeah. So we'll take dinner up there. And all right, folks, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And just drop a comment if you're tuning in live or on the replay, #replay, or #live if you're on the live. If you're a tequila fan, drop the name of your favorite tequila. If you like mezcal, drop a comment, #mezcal. If you've ever heard of Bacanora before, which is that other spirit besides Sotol in Mexico, drop a comment. Bacanora up north, similar to mezcal, made from different agave, which I learned is not a cactus. It's a version of, it's in the aloe family. So that's good because aloe is very healthy for you, Rick.
So is agave.
It's digestion. It's good for your digestion. So, yeah. All right, folks. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Jamie, you doing a Facebook Live today?
What time is it?
Don't know.
It is 2:30.
Yep, she's doing a live today. Just committed her. All right, check her out at 4 o'clock. Talk to you later, folks.